अनेकसंशयोच्छेदि परोक्षार्थस्य दर्शकम् सर्वस्य लोचनं शास्त्रं यस्य नास्त्यन्ध एव सः.
Today we sit with a small verse that makes a very large claim. It comes from the Hitopadesha, and it says that most of us, whatever our eyesight, are walking through the world blind. Listen to it first in Sanskrit. अनेक संशय उच्छेदि परोक्ष अर्थस्य दर्शकम् सर्वस्य लोचनं शास्त्रं यस्य नास्ति अंध एव सः. The meaning in plain words: knowledge, shaastram, is the cutter of many doubts. It is the revealer of things that lie beyond perception. It is the eye of everyone. And the one who does not possess it, that person is blind indeed. Let us open the words one by one, because in Sanskrit, the roots themselves carry the teaching. Aneka means many, literally not one. Samshaya means doubt, and it comes from a root meaning to lie down. A doubt is a thought that lies down across two possibilities at once, so the mind rocks back and forth and cannot rest. You know the state. Should I take the job or not? Is this person trustworthy or not? Uchchedi comes from the root chhid, which means to cut. So knowledge is not something that merely soothes doubt or argues with it. It severs it, the way a blade severs a creeper at the root, so it does not grow back. Then comes the most beautiful phrase, paroksha arthasya darshakam. Paroksha is built from two words, paras meaning beyond and aksha meaning the eye. Paroksha is literally that which is past the eye. Everything your senses cannot reach, the future, the distant, the hidden causes of things, the workings of your own mind. And darshakam from the root drish, to see, means the revealer, that which causes you to see. So knowledge is the thing that shows you precisely what your eyes cannot. Now notice the pun the poet has hidden. The verse says, Shastram is sarvasya lochanam, the eye of all. The physical eye stops exactly where paroksha begins, and the eye of knowledge begins exactly where the physical eye stops. One eye for surfaces, another eye for depths. The word shaastram itself deserves a moment. It comes from the root shas, which means to instruct, but also to discipline and to govern. And it ends with the suffix tra, which in Sanskrit marks an instrument, a tool, the same ending you hear in mantra and netra. So grammatically, Shastram is not a trophy or a decoration, it is a tool, an instrument of seeing. And the verse ends without mercy. Yasya nasti andha evasa. Whoever lacks this instrument is blind. Not somewhat limited, blind. The little word eva means truly, indeed. The poet insists this is not a metaphor. Where does this verse live? It opens the Hitopadesha, the beneficial instruction composed by the scholar Narayana Pandita in Bengal roughly 1,000 years ago, as a retelling of the older Panchatantra. The frame story is this. A king named Sudarshana despairs because his sons are growing up ignorant of practical wisdom, unfit for life and unfit to rule. A teacher named Vishnu Sharman promises to awaken them through animal fables. But before a single story is told, The prologue makes its case for why the princes and why you, the reader, should care at all. And this verse is the heart of that case. Transmitted knowledge is a sense organ. You were not born with it. If you do not install it, you will live and decide and suffer in the dark. The philosophers of India took this very seriously. In their theory of knowledge, perception and inference can only take you so far. For everything beyond the horizon of your own senses, they admitted a third source, Shabd, reliable testimony, the recorded seeing of those who saw before you. Think about how much of what you know arrived this way. You have never seen your own birth. You have never personally verified that the heart pumps blood, or that the earth circles the sun. Almost everything you know through the eyes of others, preserved in teaching. Humanity, in this sense, shares one enormous collective eye, and every book is a lens in it. The same insight appears across the world. Plato, in his allegory of the cave, describes prisoners with perfectly good eyes who see only shadows, and calls education the turning of the soul's eye toward the light. Modern science is this verse made institutional. A telescope is a revealer of the paroksha, a microscope is a revealer of the paroksha, and the entire method of hypothesis and experiment is organized samshaya uchcheda, the systematic cutting of doubt. Psychology confirms it too. A chess master looking at a board literally perceives structures that a beginner with identical retinas cannot see. Learning does not just add facts, it changes what the world looks like. So let this become personal. Ask yourself gently but honestly, where am I blind with open eyes? Is there a part of your life, your money, your health, your relationships, your own inner weather, where you are squinting at surfaces while a whole body of tested knowledge exists that would let you truly see? And ask this: which of my recurring doubts is not a mood to be endured, but simply a knowledge gap, something that a few weeks of real study would sever forever? Here is a practice to begin today. Name one blindness. Write down a single doubt that has returned to trouble you at least 3 times this month. Then find its shaastram, not scattered articles and opinions, but the one solid, systematic source on that subject. Give it 20 minutes a day, and keep what we might call a doubt ledger. Before each session, write the doubt at the top of the page. Afterward, note whether it was cut, narrowed, or still open. You are training yourself to experience knowledge not as accumulation but as surgery. And cultivate one small habit of mind. The next time you feel that fog of chronic confusion or anxiety, catch the reflex. Instead of saying, I am worried, try saying, I am blind here. Where is the eye? Because that is the promise of this 1,000-year-old verse. Sight is not something you were merely born with. Sight is something you can acquire, page by page, doubt by doubt, until the invisible becomes visible, and the world, at last, comes into focus. Aneka samshaya uchchedi, paroksha arthasya darshakam, sarvasya lochanam shaastram, yasya nasti andha evasa. May your eye be installed. May your doubts be cut at the root.
अनेकसंशयोच्छेदि परोक्षार्थस्य दर्शकम् सर्वस्य लोचनं शास्त्रं यस्य नास्त्यन्ध एव सः